Like my girls would say, Mama, don't contaminate my pasta. When carbs enter our body not dressed up,
Orange juice, as if it's the healthiest thing or not. But
Yeah.
orange juice.
Yeah.
Spike of sugar.
proteins are your soldiers. Do not eat those products which have
Ding.
proteins and carbs. They don't lose their nutritive value when cooked, cooled, reheated, and eaten.
No, that's like crocent fever. You know what's a word which came into my mouth?
The Vatavan!
Welcome to Skin Science. I'm Dr. Rashmi Shetty. On Skin Science, we dive deep into the world of beauty to uncover the science beneath the surface. We'll explore connections between beauty and everything associated to it, with insights from experts from medical, wellness, and beauty fields. Join us as we go beyond the basics and reveal the true skin science. Today we have Pooja Makhija, the clinical nutritionist to the who's who. She has made people, I wouldn't say lose weight and gain weight, but be consistent. Teach them how to actually live healthy. Pooja Makhija, I am so happy to have you here, and I have been perpetually jealous. My daughter literally grew up saying she wants to be Pooja Makhija. She is your fan, she was your fan, and I'm sure she's still now.
Thank you, Dr. Shetty, for having me here. Your daughter was a fan. My daughter is your fan.
Oh,
Mama, do you think I should do dermatology? Mama, you think I'll be good at it? Mama, you think I should be just like Dr. Rashmi? No, Rashmi auntie. And I'm like, okay, you can be a little bit like Mama, but she wants to be like you.
oh,
Hmm.
that's really nice. So tell me, what is nutrition?
Such a basic question, which is so perplexed today. Right? What is nutrition? Nutrition is eating food with thought. Let's
That's it.
forget the science. Let's forget the
Hmm.
clinical aspects of nutrition. I would just say if people would start looking at nutrition as food is information.
Hmm.
So every bite you put into your mouth, think. We all know the importance of information in today's time and age, right?
Yeah.
Information is everything. But food in every bite is information.
Hmm.
It's taking you towards good health and good hair and good skin and good moods and good periods and good bones. Or it's information towards inflammation and gas and burping and hair fall and acne, and the list goes on, right? So if I have to give a new definition to what is nutrition, I'd say nutrition is food information that you have to learn to give your body with just a little thought.
Wow, so well said.
Mm.
So, what do you tell all these girls who think eating is about being slim? I can have a cold coffee and I can just stay this weight, so I am very happy and I skip meals. What do you have to say to girls and boys today?
If they go by my definition, I don't think I need to tell them anything.
Yeah.
Right? If they understand food as information to the body, then they won't be deviating from should I just eat to look good?
Look good.
Because food is not just calories in terms of how I'm going to look, but you are literally what you eat, right?
In fact, I wanted to just take it from there. You said a beautiful thing. Food is not about just looking good. In fact, it's contrary what they're doing, right? They are thinking that they're drinking, let's say, cold coffee or an ice cream diet and thinking that they're becoming slim. They're only becoming thin, which may be absolutely unhealthy and be a source of bad skin, bad hair, bad muscle, therefore bad structure. So, in fact, instead of looking good, you look the other way.
You'd call them what I would call them as skinny fat.
Yeah.
You may be looking skinny, but internally you are having a higher body fat percentage and lesser muscle mass, and therefore everything is topsy-turvy, including your metabolism, your nutrition for each organ, including the ones we can't see, like the liver, lungs, heart,
Mhm.
but also the ones that we can see,
Yeah.
including
Yeah.
your skin.
So, therefore, it's said that today I see a lot of very slim people with PCOD. You know, the slim PCOS, which was not heard of earlier.
Yeah.
It was a part of a metabolic syndrome where we thought metabolic syndrome means your waist hip ratio is a certain way, you're eating a certain way, you're obese. But today, metabolic syndrome doesn't have to be obese.
Yeah.
Metabolic syndrome is seen in extremely slim girls, simply starting off as acne and hair fall and leading to slim PCOS.
Yeah.
That is such a scary time when you don't understand nutrition, like the way Pooja is kind of teaching us through this episode. So, what's important for us also to know from you today, especially the young girls who are thinking they're doing right but they're doing wrong? Can you just give me a simple thing, really simple thing to say what should go on a plate?
What should go on a plate is actually very simple if understood in basics, right? Because we can categorize food as proteins and carbs and fiber and all of that. But what we have to primarily understand that what is food? Okay? Let's understand that basic thing, because what most teenagers today think is food is calories. Okay? It is either fat or it's calories or it's going to make me
Protein.
fat.
For a lot of people,
Or maybe it's protein, so therefore it's beautiful and it's very
Every
good for
protein
me.
is great.
Yeah, and fat is going to make me fat and
Yeah.
carbs are going to make me fat. But what we have to come down to basic is, what is food? Food is just fuel.
Yeah.
Right? Food is just what this body thrives on. And can it thrive on any one singular source? No. Each of the 5 fingers of nutrition, as I always put it, have a very vital role to play in this magnificent 24/7 working human
Machine.
body.
Yeah.
What we must appreciate is how marvelous this body is. You know, one organ does a tad 10% lesser job, and once we are hooked on a machine to tell us how the heart is pumping or how the liver is or the kidney is detoxing, that's when we realize that, man, how beautifully this body did its silent job while I was troubling it. But that's the magnificence of this human body. From head to toe, it's working 24/7, and we somehow feel that we can feed it anything and it will survive. I wish God would have made our body to say that if you put a petrol in a diesel
I
car.
was just thinking of that example and thinking, imagine as simple as a car, if you put diesel pay into the petrol car and petrol into diesel car, it's just going to
It's just going to stop. Finish.
Yeah.
If
And look
I
at
don't
us.
give my body the vital nutrition of
So give me
perhaps
the manual.
perhaps water,
So
or
give me the manual.
I will. But imagine if the body,
Yeah.
if I didn't give it enough carbs, and I would just stop talking in the middle, or just stop. If I didn't have enough protein, I would just stop walking in the middle. And then
What's the quickest feedback a body gives you, according to you?
you don't feel yourself.
Ah.
It's very simple.
Is bloating a quick feedback?
That could depend on the food type.
Hmm.
But when you don't feel your optimum best, you don't feel that you wake up fresh and you can take on the day, because all of us have a huge day in front of us. We have a nice to-do list and we are all
Worked.
yeah, I'd like to say that. Or I would like to believe that we have lots of things that we want to do. And when we don't wake up fresh, that's a clear sign that something's amiss. So what's a quick manual? There's no quick manual. Okay, it could be a simple manual, but you have to understand your body. Learn to listen to you. Your body is constantly talking to you. Constantly. Acne, gas, everything is a talk, is a beep, burp, beep. And we listen to our mobile phone, but I don't think we listen to ourselves. We listen to our cell phones even when it's on silent, hidden somewhere, and we know the difference between a beep of a WhatsApp and an email. But what we've done is stop listening to our body. So when you don't wake up fresh, you have to ask yourself, did I drink enough water yesterday? Had I had enough nutrition in terms of carbohydrates so that I could have rested well? Most people skip carbohydrates thinking that, oh, I won't eat any carbs for dinner. I'll have salad and soup. But then I don't sleep as well.
I just can't. Yeah.
But then I don't sleep as well. If I don't sleep well, I don't wake up well. I don't wake up well, I don't function well. When I don't function well, I reach out for caffeine, sugar, because I need battery. And for us, quick fixes are sugar and caffeine, perhaps. So understanding and listening to your body, because nobody knows you better. No doctor, no nutritionist, no dermatologist, no cardiologist can tell you what to do with you. You know you. So learn to reconnect with yourself and listen to you, because the minute you start doing that, you're going to have health by your side. You're going to start to understand 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah. Just a keen ears and keen sensation to see everything that's moving, and you catch it. You catch it. The idea is to catch it early, catch it quick, before it kind of transforms into a disease. So you catch it quickly. That's why I was asking you, what is that quick thing, for example, in skin, I know the quickest thing is it may get red. There might be a little itch somewhere or an irritation that you want to touch on the skin. Then whatever you've used on the skin is not doing good to you.
Fair.
A redness could be a second warning for you saying, hello, I told you, I was irritating you, you didn't listen, now I've gone red. The third could be, you didn't listen to me, here it is, now I have become flaky skin. Then the fourth stage could be, here I'm erupting, and there could be one little acne there. The fifth could be, I'm erupting and I'm making your hair just shed. So somewhere you need to know, either internally I'm telling you or externally what you're doing to me is abuse. So likewise, what you explained for the gut made a lot of sense. Now, another thing that I really want to pick your brains on is these international students. So I get a bunch of students every year. Now, half the India is studying in some country or the other outside, right? So we are getting these students coming back to me saying, oh my God, I went there, my hair is starting to fall. Oh my God, my acne started. I'm not like loving the skin there. Where for me, when an international student comes to me, I have like a hygiene kit they do. I tell them, firstly, go check the water. Is it hard water? Get yourself a little water softener there. 2, see the temperature, see the ambient humidity, because your skincare that you're using here may not do well there. So you end up changing your skincare. 3, end up seeing you may need certain nutritional supplements to support you, because simply changing time, simply changing food and weather is an oxidative stress. New school, new everything around you. So have an antioxidant, have an anti-inflammatory. So these are a few hygiene tips I end up giving them. Then, of course, specifically we talk. Now, I want to ask you also, our Indian kids especially are so pampered. Everything is given on a platter. Suddenly you're thrown into another country where you have to go grocery shopping, you have to cook yourself, you have to buy things yourself, you have to clean yourself, then you're stressed and you end up eating the easiest junk that's available. So here is something that I'm going to ask you bit by bit so it's so easy on them. One is, please tell me, how do I first go land in a country and go grocery shopping? What are those 10 things I need to buy and come back?
First, I'm going to explain to you what I very briefly touched upon, even when we were talking about how to talk to teenagers about nutrition. Is firstly, what is nutrition? What is called a plate? What is balanced? Okay, so the 5 fingers of nutrition. Okay, so there are carbs, which we don't have to fear. They're your energy givers. They give you the stamina to run and do everything, because once you go international, you are the chef and the driver and the cook and the cleaner and the student, right? Most importantly, and you are a lonely student till you initially make friends. So carbs are your comfort food, your energy givers. They let you sleep well. Carbs come from roti, rice, bread, noodles, pasta, poha, whatever, bread. That's your carbs. Then we have our proteins. Proteins are your soldiers or your protective soldiers, whether it is protection from for immunity, for your hair, for your skin, for repair, for growth.
Rebuild,
They
repair.
come from your dals, pulses, legumes, which you may not make so much internationally, and it's not going to be available to you in the daily layout of a food buffet. The others are eggs and non-veg, if you're eating non-veg, chicken, fish, turkey, tuna, salmon. Then we move on to fats. Fats don't make you fat, but fat is a very essential nutrient for your hair, for your skin, for your bones, for your brain cells. Fats come from seeds and nuts, and of course oil as a medium for cooking, or butter, as well as healthier fat options such as avocados or flax seeds, sesame seeds, all of them. Then we have 2 brothers and sisters, and these are called fruits and vegetables. They usually come in together, and they give us all the antioxidants and all the nutrition that is required in micro doses, but they make the work of the majors more efficient, because these minors are there to support the major nutrients. So that, very simply said, is a plate. So I taught this to my girls when they were little. And that's how I came up with these 5 fingers of nutrition, because I wanted to teach them what is called a perfect plate or a good meal. So when you say that I'm going to have a bowl of pasta, which all kids love, and once you're international, you're going to get a lot of pasta. So when a bowl of pasta is carbs, but if you want to balance it out, you need to make a fist. Now, along with the carbs, you need the proteins, fats, and vitamins and minerals. So your vegetables
Veggies go
will
into
come as your vitamins and minerals. A fat, some amount of fat is
Can put some
definitely
nuts
going to
into it
go.
also, if you want to.
Or some cheese on the pasta is also going to go as fats. And then you're left with one vital food group that is usually skipped out in a pasta meal, which is protein. So either you do a little sprouted salad by the side, or if you do eat non-veg and you want to have a chicken salad or some chicken in your pasta or some salmon in your pasta, then you're sorted. The idea here is to balance the carbs. if I have to teach the kids in very simple language, I'll just say learn how to make your carbs wear clothes.
Okay.
We can't really go out in society without being dressed up, right? When carbs enter our body not dressed up, they spike our blood sugar levels.
Yeah.
The gastric emptying is much faster. Therefore, the sugar levels rises. Therefore, the insulin comes in, and we all know that we don't want spikes of insulin, right? So, if you want to prevent that, make your carbs wear clothes. What are clothes for carbs? As simply put, it's just fiber, protein. Fiber comes from your vitamins and minerals or your veggies, and proteins come from your protein food group source. So, if you make sure that the pasta is wearing clothes, like my girls would say, Mama, don't contaminate my pasta. Yes, that's the
Good
word
one.
they use.
Yeah.
Okay, don't contaminate it. So, give me my pasta as I like it plain. But before that, they know they have to have their chicken salad first. So they ate their clothes before the carb, but they've managed to have them in the same meal. So that's exactly what I will teach not only international students, but all adults as well. Learn to make your carbs wear clothes. That automatically delays gastric emptying, no sugar spikes, no insulin resistance, no surges in sugar, and therefore no surges in your waistline, or trouble that we see even to our skin.
Fair enough. Now, my next question is, how do you dress up a breakfast? Because usually I see children here, there, not only just children, even adults. Sometimes when you're rushing, the easiest breakfast is a fruit. And I keep telling my patients, fruits will only give you a sugar spike in the morning, and that too on an empty stomach over 12 hours. First, you put the fruit energy spike, you reach out to the carb immediately after that. It's just doing you no good at all. So what do you say should a breakfast look like so it can carry me through the day? Because many a times you don't get to have the right lunch, like you said. Maybe it's then at the night that you end up having. So how would breakfast should look like?
Firstly, most Indians, have a very carb-loaded breakfast.
Yeah, that's the Indian breakfast, isn't it?
Most Indians, for example, poha,
Everything.
upma,
Even dosa, idli, full of carb.
dosa. Most of our breakfast items, it's great. The one thing that's great about the Indian breakfast is that it's savory. Okay.
At least it's
Now,
not
when you're going international, guys, don't switch to cereal and milk. I think that's the saddest way to start your
croissants
day.
and chocolate and orange juice.
Yeah, a coffee and a muffin.
Orange juice, as if it's the healthiest thing on earth. Can I have an orange juice?
Yeah, that's the
Spike of
saddest.
sugar.
That's the saddest way to eat a fruit.
Yeah.
So fruit juices are an absolute no-no. They spike your sugar levels equivalent to that of an aerated water, which everyone knows is shit for your body and your skin. So please avoid fruit juices. Even cereal and milk isn't the smartest way to start your day, because you're going to definitely get a high sugar surge. Now, we were first talking about the advantages of an Indian breakfast, which is great because we have a savory breakfast. It's great because we make homemade, fresh breakfast, which is great. It's not removed from a fridge or it's removed from a box and eaten. What I don't love about the Indian breakfast is usually carb dominated and very low in proteins. Okay. What we have to learn is just how to make it wear a little bit more clothes. That's all. So, if I'm going to talk about for adults, have your poha. I have nothing against it. Have upma or poha. Just put some protein source with it. For example, you maybe made like a moong dal chila, or you made like some sprouts, and an equal portion of sprouts was thrown into your poha or upma. It makes it even more delicious. It makes it even more satiating and filling for the rest of the day. And it makes your carbs wear clothes. Now, if I'm talking to international students, they are not going to make upma and poha, and I get that.
Anda is easy, right?
Eggs are great if you eat eggs. But otherwise, what they could do is just see, sprouts are something that don't really go bad if you have sprouted them for even the week. So as long as you put them in airtight boxes.
Seriously?
Yeah. Why not?
I am saying, would they really do that?
See, they get ready sprouts. Okay, they don't have to go and do the whole sprouting process. They get beautiful array of sprouted beans. Okay, whether it's bean sprouts or alfalfa sprouts or moong sprouts, there is so much variety. All you have to do is learn to look through your supermarket aisle a little more intelligently. So don't sprout the sprout. Buy the sprouts if it means. Otherwise, you make pancakes. Not white flour maida pancakes, but high protein moong dal pancakes. Now, is this a difficult task to do? Not really. You get powdered moong dal even in the international markets, or ask mama, she will pack it for you from here. It comes in a little Ziploc bag. You keep that. You have to take literally 2 2 tablespoons of that. If you want to do it fresh every day, bravo. Otherwise, you make a nice batter with water. Put some vegetables in it if you like, for example, coriander and
Like a
chilies.
regular chilla, you're saying.
Make pancakes
Hmm.
of moong dal and keep them in your fridge. Please understand that proteins and carbs, they don't lose their nutritive value when cooked, cooled, reheated, and eaten.
Wow.
Zilch. There is no denaturing of protein.
Mm.
In fact, when we're talking about carbs, it's a smarter way to consume your carbs.
The sugar quotient goes down.
The starch content goes down. If you cook rice, cool it in the refrigerator. When you cool the starch, 50% of its starch is converted to resistant starch. Resistant starch is the prebiotic, which is food for your flora, your gut microbiome, just like lettuce and carrot is. And your body can't break down resistant starch, so that won't spike your sugar levels. You're left with only 50% of the rice starch, which will actually give you the energy as a carb food. So when it comes to carbs, it's a smarter way to eat your carbs: cooked, cooled, reheated.
Because we're all rice eaters, right? Especially South Indians.
Hmm.
We have a habit of keeping rice overnight. It
Hmm.
gets to a fermentation the next morning,
Hmm.
and then we eat it with traditionally it's actually eaten with
Yogurt?
yeah, we call it ganji benjana. Eat it with yogurt, the
Ah.
ganji, which is konji right now. So ganji and benjana is yogurt in Tulu.
Ah.
So we eat it with rice and yogurt. Then the other day I'd gone to a bong friend's house of mine. So she said they do the same thing and eat it with yogurt and mutton.
Hmm.
So I see that rice overnight fermented and yogurt in many cultural contexts. My question to you is, I know we say this is probiotic, it's great, it's the best multicultured probiotic instead of spiking a few strains of probiotic, which I also don't believe in. I'm sure you don't either. My question to you is, if I am a layman and we are that in between girls who went into the kitchen hardly, then I went to med school. So for me, please teach me, how do I differentiate between well fermented as against spoiled or putrefied? How do I know the difference? If bad smell is one thing, but ganji may not necessarily smell that way.
Okay.
How do I know where to stop?
Our ancestors had knowledge which was far beyond masters in nutrition.
Yeah.
Imagine they knew exactly that if you keep rice and you keep it overnight covered in water, it helps the probiotic grow. They didn't have to strain it and check the culture and clostridium and blah blah. They didn't do that, but they knew it. Now that's how marvelous our Indian culture is. How would you tell between well fermented and spoiled? 1 or 2 pointers. I'm not the smartest at this, but I know that if you want the rice to ferment, you have to take cooked rice, cover it in equal parts with water, and keep it in an earthen pot. Now, what the earthen pot does is it lets the exchange of air happen through the earthen pot, but it also keeps it cool from spoiling. So there are two purposes, right? So the earthen pot always keeps temperatures lower. That's why we have matke ka pani, right? Even in summer. So the earthen pot is keeping it cool, and along with, because of the porous nature of the earthen pot, there is exchange of gases, and we are allowing the healthy bacteria to grow in it. I would say a smart pointer, of course, can be smell. It can also be if it's sticky and slimy, it's got spoiled. It's supposed to be nice, and yeah, it's like a flowy thing, clear and not clear. It turns a little bit milky because of the rice water. And to smell and to have a bite, you wouldn't cringe. You would like it, and you mix it up with probiotic dahi, and you put some curry pattas, and yum! I love curd rice. Is one of my most favorite comfort foods.
That's the only thing I can make very well.
Well done. In so many years, she hasn't got it once for me. I've seen it on your stories many a times, and you put beetroot and I don't know what in it.
Yeah, that's my mother's curd rice. So we make the curd rice like everybody else, rice and curd, but she puts, like you say, dresses it up. Probably because that's supposedly a cooling food. So what she does is adds more into it. So she cuts all colored grapes.
Wow.
And just put into it, and a fistful of pomegranate into it. And then you're obviously
I've seen
the seasoning.
that forever in your stories.
And then the seasoning, and it's divine.
I don't get that tomorrow to eat.
I am making it, baby.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Not when I make it next.
No.
Okay.
Tomorrow it'll come to you.
Done.
Yeah, okay.
See, guys, I'm warning.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll show you. Make it show you in the morning as proof. So now just extending one more thing I want to know since we started yogurt. How about flavored yogurts? What's your take on it?
See, that's the thing with man, no?
Yeah.
One thing becomes a hit.
We
Okay,
shall
like
commercialize it.
yogurt is healthy. Now let's
Chalo.
tarnish it and ruin it and put sugar in it and put mashed fruits in it and spike sugar levels, and people will still buy it because they know yogurt is healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sad.
that's the sad truth about humanity. We only are looking at making our gains and our money
Yeah.
and our pocket. So I say very simply, eat more food of what God made
Yeah.
and lesser of what man made.
But I want to know, how do you then read a man-made label?
I can give you lots of gyan
What
on
is kcals? I know it, but I want you to tell me about. So it looks very little. Huh? Then you say
Kcals.
kcals. They don't know it's kilocals there in it. So I want you to please,
there are
coming
two-
from the right mouth is better.
Yeah, so there are two units of measurement that they try to confuse you with, kcal and kjoules. It's Buddhu banane ka game, of course. We have to see the calories in kilocalories. That's how we measure calories. So I would see the kcal, not the kjoules. But having said that, it's not reading nutritional labels is not about deciphering per serving and sugar and fat. There are lots of things, and I
Lots
have
there.
lots of hacks to teach you how to read a label. But if I were to give you a quick take on it, I'd say when you see the label, more than the label, the nutritional label, see the ingredient list below. If it takes you a longer time to read that ingredient list and understand whether it's good or bad, and then it would take you to open that packet and eat the food, then clearly the food doesn't have to be eaten, because it's taking you longer to understand that silly label because it has so much of pesticides and not pesticides, sorry, preservatives and color and
almost like pesticides.
yeah, I wish they would just say pesticides, but yeah, but they have so many additives to it to preserve it, to put it in a packet and have a longer shelf life and a beautiful color and a beautiful consistency and perfect crisp, which is why I would say anything that comes with a label, avoid it. Eat more of what God made and not what man makes. But if you have to look at a label, more than the label, see the list of ingredients. Always remember, list of ingredients is written in ascending order. So the highest amount of the ingredient is mentioned first.
Right on the top.
So if the first 5 ingredients is sucrose, seed oils, fructose corn syrup, maida, these
Rubbish,
are things,
basically,
just drop the packet, because you're eating processed sugar in different forms. Now people write sugar in different names. Nowadays they are selling seed oil as rapeseed oil. Rapeseed oil is
Seed
nothing
oil
but
still.
is canola, is again canola. So and it's considered to be a health food because it has rapeseed oil. Absolutely rubbish. So somehow man finds ways to trick other men. But if you are simple enough to be able to eat foods without labels, bravo. With labels, see the ingredient list. Too confusing, drop the food. It has to have basic ingredients, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients. That's about it. The lesser the ingredients, the healthier the food.
It's so well said, because I think it's identical even for skincare. People keep asking me, ingredient, how do I read the label? One, it is not easy to read the label, exactly like Pooja said. Many a times we also want to know what is written on the label, being experts in it, because that's chemistry there. You don't know what new thing they're putting in to preserve it, what rubbish they're putting in to make it smell nice, so you just pick the thing. The first 2, 3 things are your active ingredients. If you know them, and even if that has 20 additives down, which means your your active ingredients will be like in so much minuscule, which may not even in the end help you. So reading label is a very complex thing, but yes, these are some preliminary things that you need to know. In that case, Pooja, what do I do for a midday snack if I'm not at home and if I can't cut myself something or get something? I'm on the move. I'm either in another country. What is my midday snack?
Your midday snack clearly has, if you're saying I'm on the move, it has to be something that's portable, right?
I saw your daughter carry nuts.
That's the easiest
So
thing
cute.
in
She's,
the world.
"Auntie, can I give you nuts? You're talking too much, it seems like." She's telling me, take rest, just take a break, take nuts.
Because that's one of the easiest things. You know, when I see my girls do what I have said and oversaid, I just want to smile from year to year.
I was that day. I said, this is Pooja Makhija's daughter sitting next
And
to me.
I haven't asked her to
Nicely
take
were
it.
nuts, yeah.
And I haven't asked her to take it. So when you say that, I just laddu photoing in my heart right now, because remember, food is fuel.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the, if you're out to do anything, you want to be at your best, at your optimum best. You don't want to be half battery. And if you're not going to eat right, you're going to be half battery. So if you mentally and physically and emotionally want to be doing what you're doing, pet puja is very, very important. Now, if you're on the go, nuts and seeds are the handiest, yummiest snack to keep. Because they can be kept in Ziploc bags, they can be in your purse, it can be in your car, it can be in your briefcase, it can be in your suitcase, and it can come with you for multiple days. You're on a 4-day trip, you carry enough 4 Ziploc bags.
But guys, when she's saying nuts, it's not like this much nuts.
Yes, there is
Please
a
understand.
portion control
Yeah.
to everything. It's a handful, chota sa handful of what you're going to eat. Remember, guys, in surplus,
Even the good
anything
thing is
is
bad.
bad for you. Anything. It could be something as marvelous as a fruit, but you decided to eat a whole fruit platter which was 6 fruits at one time. Your body can't utilize that much fructose at one time, so it's going to be going to your liver and getting stored, and you don't want that. So everything has to have a key portion size, which is important to understand. Even water. Someone will tell me, "Oh, I'm." So my girls will say, "Mama, you have 4 hacks for any problem. You have a headache? Have you had water?
Water.
Mama, I'm getting period pain. I'll be, have you had water? Have you pooped? Have you slept well? Have you had your eggs? Why? Because my girls will be like, Mama, everything doesn't have to have eggs and water and have you slept or have you pooped? I said, yes, because everything boils down to your gut and your rest and your hydration. And if you have done that, your body knows how to take care of itself. See, that's the magic. Give the body what the body wants. The body will always give you what you want.
Yeah.
Very simple. We don't have to think about proteins and carbs and sugar and fat. You have to give the vital source to your body. Okay, our gut is a pharmaceutical industry. It can make everything. Okay, from vitamins to antioxidants to serotonin to melatonin, everything is made here in our gut. And we have a long, happy intestine to do that.
Yeah.
All we have to do is make sure the gut microbiome is happy, healthy, and diverse, and make sure that our food is happy, healthy, and diverse.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to snacks, sorry, I'm deviating, but when it comes to snacks, of course, nuts and seeds are a great portable snack. Other dry fillers, for example, roasted makhana, for example, roasted kurmura, for example, roasted millets, puffed millets. Now, these are all very easy to roast in your house. Put some nice masalas.
Nuts into it, whatever into it.
Put some nice curry patta.
Yeah.
You like it spicy, put hari mirch. Put sukha masalas, make them at home. You could even take protein snacks. For example, take moong sprouts, okay, at home. Sprout a nice bulk amount of moong when they are nice and they have long, pretty roots, sprouts coming out of them. Take that whole lot. Put some sukha masalas on it, amchur, haldi, dhania, some fresh herbs in it, coriander, mint, parsley, basil, whatever you have access to. Chop it, put it all, mix it all up thoroughly while it's a little wet so the masala stick to it. Push this in an oven. Wait for about 15-20 minutes at a good temperature, and this comes out as one crispy chatpata snack that you can put in a Ziploc and keep it in your purse, bag, suitcase, car. Okay, and this is a high protein snack as well. So, like I said, kurmura, makhana, millets, these are all your carb sources. Nuts again comes from your fat group, and then we have this protein snack. And the easiest I would do is just pick up 1 carrot, 1 cucumber, celery sticks, and those can be easy things to munch on. Call me Bugs Bunny.
This bliss level, that perfect mix of salt, sugar, fat, which makes you so addictive. Sometimes I feel when I'm like dying to eat a sweet, especially if you're PMSing or if you're tired and irritated, I have that perfect sea salted caramel chocolate, 80% dark, and I am so satiated. I'm happy. 1 cube satisfies me. But I want to know about how do you help people who can't hold themselves back? What do you do?
Okay, so first I'm going to tell you very 2 simple hacks if you crave sugar. Okay? First, if you are physiologically low in protein, okay, you're going to crave sugar.
True.
Simple. It's a sad truth. I don't know why God didn't give us the correct antennas for the correct feeling. But when we need more protein, our body manifests it as sugar. But the more sugar you eat, the more sugar you will crave, is because you didn't correct the protein pool. So when you said when I'm PMSing, Okay, what happens when we are going to get our period? Okay, there is a lining made around our uterus that's going to shed, that's going to bleed, it's going to lead to tissue that's going to break down. So, what is all that? Tissue, cells breaking, these are all protein, higher protein need for your body. Your body is shedding tissue, which needs proteins to build and repair and throw out of your body, right? So, your body is on a little higher demand for protein. That's why we manifest this sugar craving.
Correct.
Okay, so if you think you're the kind of a person who says, "Oh, mama, chocolate calls me, I need little good after my lunch, even though I've eaten a whole
Yeah.
plate of dal, chawal, sabzi, all
Every
of it."
day.
Okay, now physiologically, after I've eaten rice, dal, chawal, sabzi, I can't crave sugar. Everything in my body is broken down into glucose. But when I still crave sugar, it's more a physiological, perhaps, need for protein if there wasn't enough. Otherwise, it's a psychological habit
That's all.
I have made over the years culturally and practiced it to perfection, which is
It's
why
an Indian
I
meal,
claim-
right? After that one, tukda of sweet is
Pooja, it's okay. I won't eat a
Entire.
chocolate. I won't
Yeah.
eat a laddu, but I have this much good, but I must eat something. Is because you have practiced the art.
Programmed.
See, the human body is a creature of habit. You keep an alarm for 5 days a week for 5 a.m. You'll wake up the sixth day without the alarm, right? That's the human body. You have given it a little sugar after lunch for 40 years. It's not going to disappear. You have to practice and break it, physiologically equip your body, one with protein, and the other one is enough salt. For some reason, salt was demonized, okay, and told to us that salt causes blood pressure to
Sticky.
spike and heart to fail and blah blah and water retention if you eat salt. Salt was demonized and they said sugar is okay. Have 20, 30, 40, 50 grams of sugar in a day is okay. They had given categories between adults and children and blah blah.
Oh.
Okay, they kept reviewing this from when they made the list and the pyramid,
We
which was
studied to now.
the stupid pyramid that they had made back then. And they said sugar is okay. Now everything we eat is converted to sugar, but salt is sodium, which my body cannot make, which
Need
my
it.
body cannot get. Glucose my body makes from all the food I eat. So why should something that my body can make should be an essential part to eat? My body can make it, but sodium my body can't make. I need salt to function, mind, body, and physical.
muscle.
Okay, the minute I have less sodium, my kidneys go into an overdrive to hold on to all the sodium because I need sodium for daily chemical reactions. And then the minute the sodium is being reabsorbed, the insulin spikes. When the insulin spikes, the blood sugar drops. Blood sugar drops. I think, I'm craving chocolate. I'm craving sugar.
Yeah.
I'm not craving sugar.
I'm
My
craving
body
salt.
actually needs salt. So every time you have this sweet urge, put a little crystal of salt on your tongue. Okay, pick up any pink khadi namak basically. Okay, it doesn't have to be, just pick up any crystal of salt, put it on your tongue, have a sip or two of water after that, and then ask yourself, are you really still craving that chocolate? And it'll be gone. Of course, it takes a little bit of practice and it takes a little bit of getting used to decipher these different signals, but eventually you will get there. So 2 hacks: enough protein in your diet and adequate salt to not want you to crave that. But
Wow.
having said that, like I said, man does things for his profit, which is why I make products like the caramel dark chocolate
With
sea
salt.
salt flavor,
Yum.
which hits just the tab on my dopamine center and says, I'm happy and I want more, right? More begets more. Sugar is 80% more addictive than cocaine. Repeat that sentence.
Yeah.
And we know cocaine is an addiction, but sugar is 80 times more addictive than cocaine. And it hits the same dopamine center in my brain that does the drug. But for some reason, the drug is, and
Yeah.
sugar is okay.
Chalega.
A little bit is okay. But that's how we have to learn how to understand what our body is, we are being tricked into. Okay? Did you know that MNCs, okay, let me give you, this is a career option. Okay. I could give that to my daughter actually. It's called become a craveability expert.
Yeah.
What does a craveability expert do? He researches the perfect percentage of sugar with salt, with fat to get that perfect dopamine hit so that they like my product.
Yeah.
Like that one bag of chips said, no one can eat just one. Why? Yeah, because it's made to perfection where you can't stop because you have hit the spot, perfect spot for comfort.
It's like ding, the right
Ding.
spot.
And that's why
Yeah.
you can't eat just
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
They say it with that much confidence, and it is actually true.
Yeah.
Even someone like me who knows all of this gyan
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
can't perhaps stop at one, right? That's how man is making products to get us addicted to it. And that's how we have to become smarter to not eat those products which have
The ding. So I want to ask you, how do you put it to patients? Maybe for you, they come to you because it's already said.
Hmm.
But if you have to tell someone, how do you do it? What's the vogue way or the right way of doing it?
oh, there's no right or wrong way to do it, I guess. See, what you're saying is actually the truth of it all matter, right? I may have a little bit of weight to lose, but I'm a bride to be, and I want glowing skin, and I want to know what to eat. So tell me what to eat. But in 1 month, I want glowing skin.
How?
Right? I'm getting married next month.
Hmm.
So the idea here is teach me superfoods. Tell me about should I eat this, and tell me. You didn't tell me anything. You told me to eat dal roti sabzi. Like you told me to eat basic Indian khana, sabzi, turi, bindi, fancy. Okay, yes, because when you talk about glowing skin or good hair, you can imagine. So what I usually tell them is, just because I did a good icing doesn't mean my cake is going to be tasty. So same thing is skin and body, right?
Yeah.
So if you are not going to have the perfect combination of muscle to fat and to water to bones, what are you made up of?
Yeah.
Bones, water, muscle, fat,
Yeah.
right? But if I'm going to have sadly more fat, I'm not trying to body shame you, but more the fat,
Awareness.
the more the parking spaces for the hormones, the more the
Yeah.
hormones are going topsy turvy. Hormones are fat based,
Yeah.
right? If I have a higher body fat, if I have a higher visceral body fat, clearly everything in my body, including my metabolism and my detoxification, and therefore my skin is going haywire. So when you are asking them to lose weight, I think you're really being, you're thinking about them. If I didn't care about you, see, the sad part is not telling when the professional cares for the patient, the doctor is going to say that do it from the root telling. Don't just talk about taking numbing the fever with a crocin.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not telling you a pill for an ill. Oh, this for acne, this for pigmentation. It's not a pill for an ill approach. Go to the root of the problem. Why do you have the pigmentation? Why do you have acne? You're clearly trying to teach them that. I just hope most people have the window to understand that there's a larger picture we are looking at. We're not looking at being favorited and given a 5-star review to say, oh, she gave me a sexy figure or sexy glowing skin in a month.
Yeah.
Those are shortcuts. I can do that. You can do that. Okay,
But
but
that's
we
not
are
the
not.
right thing.
That's not what we want to be. We want that gratification that comes after years of saying, oh, I went to Dr. Shetty. She taught me the right method.
Yeah.
Until today,
My skin's glowing. I have people coming like that years later. They send their children. That's our real reward.
Yeah.
When doctors come to you, your own fraternity comes to you. That's the reward. Just to say how important it is. Weight or no weight is not what is important. It's the composition of the body, which is how much fat, how much muscle, how much bone density is what's important for you to play upon a healthy you, so your hormones work well, your nutrition can be absorbed well, for you to look your best. Now, I know that you are obviously looking after the nutrition of a lot of actors and actresses, out of which I think Deepika has managed to stay consistent over the years. You haven't seen her yo yo at all. How does that happen in somebody's stressful life when they travel so much, so exposed to different diets, different cuisines, different times of eating because their schedules are such? How does this happen, and what is your tip to her that has kept her this way over the years?
I wish I could take all credit for it, but she is a 10 on 10 when it comes to execution.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that is important.
See, the idea here is not to do things to get somewhere.
Yeah.
The idea is Consistency. That's the one vitamin that most people are forgetting. Consistency, right? We're talking about only vitamin C, but no one's talking about consistency. Now, Deepika is that. Okay, she
Yeah.
has her days of naughty days
We
and
all
cheat
have.
days, and we all should have those. I have them as well. So, if you're going to ask me that I never have a glass of wine or I never have a chocolate, I'd be lying if I said I did. I
Yeah.
don't. And oh my God, I'm this perfect nutritionist who was only eating, putting the right information in her body. Yes, majority of the time, you have
We
to do the
manage.
right thing. And that's exactly what Deepika does. Majority of the time, she's listening to herself. Even now in pregnancy, she's doing just that. She has a pattern set. She's saying, Pooja, this was suiting me then, doesn't suit me now.
Now.
She's listening to herself. See, I told you, you know you. Professionals can aid to decipher the knowledge a little bit where you get confused that, Pooja, this vegetable juice used to suit me in the morning. It's not suiting me anymore. You think I should try it in the evening. So perhaps my experience and knowledge can help her understand why it's not suiting her. But the idea comes from being able to want to do this. So Deepika is
Consistency.
not doing it because she has to do it.
She
Yeah,
loves
that's the
it.
one thing that I marvel every time I speak with her. It's not because she has to be Deepika. She wants to be Deepika, right? So she
Yeah.
works towards that every day, whether it's in her acting skills or her glorious performances, or is in the way she keeps herself. She listens to herself. For them, yeah, they have to look a certain way. But when it changes from I have to I want to, I think then it's lifestyle. It's forever.
It's so right that you said consistency. I usually use this word relentlessness. It's my favorite word.
Okay.
So I keep thinking that I keep telling my patients, it's not a 2-day regime. It's not a 5-day plan. It's not that you come here and quickly do some laser session and I have a magic wand. It is you. I'm guiding you. I'm teaching you what to do with your skin. And you follow it every day. That's what the stars do. They come in, they tell me, oh, but you treat this one, you treat that one. Her skin is glowing. Her skin is glowing because she's consistent not only about the skincare, she's consistent about her diet, her exercise, her many other disciplinary things that she has to do is consistent and has been consistent over the years, which is like relentlessly being very consistent.
Let me poke in here, okay, and ask you. We spoke about consistency, and I remembered about your vitamin C and why I love your vitamin C. I want you to highlight to everyone listening is when we buy vitamin C, and there are tons of vitamin
Yeah.
C's in the market, what and how should we understand the label of the C? Because I know through experience and through years of taking your vitamin C how it is different.
Yeah.
It's different from the rest in the market is because it makes a difference. Like my husband, you give him any other vitamin C and he's like, this is not Rashmi's. And I'm like, no, I couldn't get hers. Now just take this for this till this bottle gets over. He's like, no, this one doesn't work with me.
Yeah.
My allergies come back and I'm sneezing again and I need only that vitamin C.
Yeah.
Tell us why some vitamins, how should we read it first and foremost, because there are so many dupes in the market.
Yeah.
And what makes your vitamin C so consistently good?
So for us, that vitamin C, like you said, has so many. That's the most searched ingredient on the wide web. So when we were thinking of doing Soul Skin and a set of nutrition supplements, our goal obviously was how it's going to impact your appearance, right? Appearance through wellness is what has been my goal always. So we said, let's bring up a set of hair and skin supplements, which is essential. Then when we were discussing with the group of scientists, researchers, and we all sitting together, I was saying one essential vitamin which we can't make and we need from the outside is vitamin C. And that is one which acts as a coenzyme to 85 things, which will enhance 85 other things in your body, acts also as an antioxidant, acts as stimulating your collagen, anti-allergen, stabilizes a whole lot of thing in your body. But at the same time, it's an acid. So a lot of people say we end up taking vitamin C, but we get gastric reflux. We just don't like the way it sits in our stomach. We don't know if it is working. So all of these were different feedbacks that we were getting. So we thought we will get back to the Indian intelligence. So if you see, all my supplements have a blend of Western, Indian, and native intelligence from any part of the world for that matter. So in this, we ended up using like an organic sources of grapefruit, orange peel extract, avla, all of our native vitamin C rich things, and a very little bit of the English extracted active vitamin C as well, because that gives you that immediate absorption. So therefore, this blend is very high in terms of its nutrient value and vitamin C value, and releases over a period of time because it has the organic and the English source, which releases immediately. So it's sustained release. So you get the goodness without the irritating effect on your gut.
You know, why I remember this so clearly is during COVID, my nephew was in America and I wanted to give him vitamin C as an antioxidant to just hike his immunity and stuff. And I went through your composition and then I went to
Million
the
others,
US
knowing Pooja
websites
Makhija.
to find one thing which would be somewhat similar in this composition to be able to give it to him. And then I found after a lot, not such a good one, but that one was priced at about $80+. So I sent him that link and I said, I want you to take this vitamin C. And in literally 6 seconds, he sent me 6 other vitamins, which were like $10 and $8. And they're like, Chachi, this one is $80 for like some 80 pills or 30 pills. And this one is $10 for 100 pills. Why can't I just take this? Because that's what people are seeing, okay?
Ingredient.
Value,
No.
but then the ingredient was nothing that's going to actually be absorbed by the human body.
Exactly.
Okay, it's not just the amount of vitamin C. It says 1000 milligrams on the label, but from that 1000 milligrams, how much is absorbed, how much is retained, and how much is actually utilized by the body is completely different. Completely different, and which is why it makes no difference. I'll take 2000 of those. Not so I'm not saying expensive means good. What I'm trying to say is that to get that nutritional label that is actually going to be absorbed by the body, it has to have that perfect combination of ingredients. From where did you get the vitamins?
Yeah.
And that's why vitamins are important. I wish vitamins, we could have
Just
just
be
eaten
popped.
our oranges
Yeah.
and we would have got our vitamin C like it was.
Yeah.
You know, I read this very interesting study that said from the vitamin A my grandfather got from 1 carat in 1950s. In 2020, the study was done in 2020. It said to get the same vitamin, the vitamin A my grandfather got from 1 carat in 1950. In 2020, I have to eat 99 such carrots to get the same amount of vitamin A.
Yeah.
Now, that's how depleted our soils have become. So, yes, when most of them will tell me, why, Pooja, why is it that you're giving us so many vitamins? Is because it's essential. I wish I could have said, eat your carrot and get your vitamin A and done with it. But who is going to be able to eat 99 carrots to get that much vitamin A per day?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just one study for one such nutrient. And if we can do the same thing for almost all. So as vitamins are essential, but what most of us need to understand is don't just see a brand name or a label or the pounds or the dollars and think you're getting a good product. I'm in love with our Indian vitamins and I'm in love with Ra, of course, forever. But we in India really have good vitamins and we don't have to spend pounds and dollars to get it from abroad. I used to do that. Every time I traveled, I was the vitamin wali. My whole one suitcase used to be pure khandan ka vitamins I used to bring in come. And now I want to hit myself with the shoe on my head for the amount of dollars and pounds I must have spent on shit vitamins.
Yeah. Thank you. That was nice coming from Pooja Makhija. Now, one thing that I also want to ask, and it's also my burning question, because when patients ask me, I don't know the answer, so I want it from you. A lot of people are pure vegetarians. And I know they need their protein. And I know you treat Shahid, who's a pure vegetarian. How does he kind of, have all the buff and all the muscle and stay absolutely fit? And he obviously glows. Some is genetics, but he's kept it going. What is a vegetarian protein which you say is something that you can sustain with that much? And just a precursor to that, I want to quickly ask you, how much of protein is essential? A 1 to 1.5 gram is what I think I remember from the textbooks. Maybe it has changed. Please tell me that per kg body weight, but you tell me what it is. And when you are working out and trying to build muscle, how much more can you take? Because I have a lot of patients say, but I'm working out, my gym instructor told me, and they take all sorts of protein, come back with so much inflammation. I don't know what to do with them. So let's hear from the nutrition expert. What, how much, and which?
Okay, so firstly, yes, vegetarians have their proteins from primarily pulses, legumes, nuts, and seeds.
Hmm.
Okay, having said that, yes, if for example, if you're going to talk about someone who is in active bodybuilding mode,
Hmm.
okay, so please understand, mm, just having protein doesn't give you muscle. Hmm? Now, most people think I eat more protein, so I'll get more muscle. Your body doesn't make muscle. Your body can only store fat. It can't store the proteins as
Yeah.
muscle. Okay. I have to first go to the gym. I have to do that intense a workout to break the muscle. Then my brain says, oh, this thing is broken. It needs to be repaired. So, what do I need? I need the essential amino acids to repair the fibers of muscle. To break this, what is broken needs to be fixed. So, I need the amino acids, and therefore, they will make more muscle. Of course, all of this breaking and making has to happen in a time frame circle with the hormones being conducive to muscle growth. Now, when we talk about testosterone, it aids in muscle growth. Not necessarily our hormones as women aid muscle growth.
Yeah.
So we do have testosterone, I'm not saying that, but not as much as men do. So can our rate of muscle growth be as equivalent to that of a man? Not really. But I see trainers give equal amount of protein shakes, whether it is a man or a woman, whether it is a healthy body weight woman or even an overweight woman.
Hmm.
I understand building muscle makes your metabolic rate go up and therefore increases your salient burn of fat even at rest. It is literally like saying, hold the ear like this, build the muscle to be able to burn the fat versus do the cardio and burn the fat.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm tired of saying this to my patients. That, yes, you will build, but first do the cardio. First lose that excess fat.
Correct.
Then
you
build
can
the muscle.
you
and then
can
assist.
increase increase your fat burn through cardio. Burn it. Now, I'm not against weight training.
Yeah.
Okay. Weight training for most women is ideally to maintain the current mass we have. Okay. For us, growing a lot of muscle is not the easiest task in the world. To keep our muscles toned, firm, tight, and therefore our posture right and our skin tight and our muscular stature that we want requires weight training. But I think that doesn't require protein shake worthy weight training. See, whatever your body cannot use, your body is going to store
True.
as fat.
Yeah.
Right? So the proteins are not stored in your body as muscle. The proteins are broken down to amino acids. Amino acids not utilized when the body doesn't know what to do with surplus amino acids. It's going to put it in the body and say, okay, what can't be used is going to be stored. So, if you are going to be indiscriminately having protein shakes, even though you may be overweight, but you want to build more muscle, that's not the smartest move in the world. Protein, the more you can get it from the plate, the easier it is for your body to assimilate.
Digest. Yeah.
Right? It's as simple as, it's not 20 grams of protein which is written on a jar that's going to be giving you 20 grams of protein inside the body and is going to be equivalent to maybe even 20 grams of muscle in your body. It's not the similar ratio. Okay, and again, everything man makes for his gain.
Yeah.
Okay, there will be flavors and artificial sweeteners and things that are made in a lab. And again, we are talking about attaining a body through an unsustainable path. Do you intend getting your nutrition from boxes for the rest of your life to get that beautiful body? Or when you give it up, what happens then? A, you do it as per need. B, you try to do it from your plate. If you are non-vegetarian, it's not difficult. Yes, for a vegetarian, for example, even for Shahid, it's not the most easiest because vegetarian protein sources aren't so many. But yet, if you put your head and mind and your nutritionist to the job and calculate it per gram and give it to you, there are sources. For example, there is hemp seeds, which are a higher protein source. There is sattu powder. Okay, you use even vegetables which have proteins, and you make a meal plan which helps the person get his vegan protein. I'm not saying that protein shakes are an absolute no. It has to be done intelligently. It has to be a combination of dietary protein with supplemental if you're vegetarian. Okay, but it also requires that much a more amount of hydration to be able to filter out the remnants of a higher protein diet, which most people forget. A higher protein means there are higher metabolite that needs to be removed through your urine. So make sure the hydration is adequate to not overload the kidneys, right? B, you have to have that much rest and recovery and repair and new micronutrients to be able to see that muscle growth without looking tired, haggard, and aged on your face. So it's a whole kit. So you have to follow all those rules. Simply said, a plate can do a lot. It has to be calculated, it has to be done diligently, and Shahid is another
Disciplinarian.
diligent person.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he doesn't get bored. He eats the same food forever. His wife is like, I am tired of giving him the same meals, but he happily eats the same food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doesn't he doesn't mind having the same diet for a month. No changes, months. When he wants his goal, he gets his goal. Fair enough. Like we said, consistency is key, and he follows it diligently, which is why he looks the way he looks. And being vegan, he can still manage. So consistency is key. But is in general, our protein shakes the resort or a go-to for a leaner you or a more muscular you? Not really.
So, like you rightly said, the protein shakes, the powders firstly have so many additives to make it palatable.
Yeah.
Likewise, there are a lot of people who come and say, but I'm taking collagen powder.
Mm.
But these collagen powder and drinks have so much additives in them.
So that they don't lump.
Yeah, they don't lump, they don't stink,
Uh-huh.
and they don't taste badly.
Correct.
That those will harm you so much.
Correct.
So it's and again, the same concept as she's saying, you eat protein is not becoming muscle, it's just aiding, it's giving you the amino acids to make the muscle or repair the muscle. Likewise, a collagen that you end up taking is just a set of amino acids which can aid in helping your collagen to repair and rebuild and rejuvenate. So it's important while you take the collagen, the same thing is hydration with it. So when we give a collagen, we have it in a tablet format with a lutein and a sodium hyaluronic acid, which is hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate in it, to also give the water to the body and the capacity to hydrate the body, along with giving it amino acids which can build the protein, which is the collagen. So when you understand something, don't just go by these fads which say, you take this and tomorrow morning you will bulk up. You take this and this is the best and it will reach and it will make a tissue. A body tissue cannot be replaced with something, a powder like that. Just one extra question to you would be festive. So each time there is a festival, there is a shadi or there is a travel, people come back to me with things on the skin saying, oh my God, I couldn't resist. I ended up eating a lot of sugar, or it was a late night, so they are stressed, or some of them end up not removing their makeup and there was no time for skincare. They come back to me with troubled skin. So I, from the derm perspective, always tell them, few things are sacrosanct. Please wash your face at the end of the day. Even if you don't put the night care, don't forget just taking off the day. Just, it takes you 1 second. Just go there, just put some water, take off the day, and go to bed if you want to. The second thing is, if I can request you for 1 more second of your life, put the night moisturizer, because that's the type it kind of recovers and repairs, and the barrier is built and hydrated for the next day's debauchery. So just do that much. Is something that I always tell them. I also tell them to take a set of supplements, because for me they're internal protectors, they're internal sunscreens. They cut the oxidative damage when it is happening in excess. You're drinking, you're partying, you're not sleeping. So your oxidative stress and therefore the inflammation is at its highest. So I tell them to take these supplements. So they are my quick please do types. What is your quick, just don't do this one, but choose this one instead from the diet perspective?
I wish there was. I wish there was just one. Oh, just drink water, don't drink alcohol. Or please at least drink water with alcohol. I wish there was just one. But body is your little child. Your body is your first baby that you need to take care of, and the body can't do it by itself. So learn to respect your temple. You bloody well find that 1 second to
1
wash your
second to
face
do
and
it.
put your this thing if you want tomorrow to look as pretty as you looked yesterday. It's as simple as that. And I'm not saying don't cheat, okay? There's no quick fix to a cheat. I'm not saying I never cheat. I never give in to a celebration or a party. But you have to know, majority of the time, give your body love. So I call this, no one wants a one-sided love affair, right? Okay? Toxic love affair kisko nahi chahiye? I love you. You don't love me.
Not happening.
is in a
Not
love affair.
sustainable.
Not sustainable, right? It
Not
kills you.
sustainable. Yeah.
So same is with food. It has to be love foods that love you back. You know alcohol doesn't love you back. You know the laddu and the peda and the cheesecake does not loving you back.
You're loving them.
Love them.
Yeah.
They trouble you. So that's a one-sided toxic love affair. And the more you're going to be stuck in such a love affair, the only person hurt is you.
Yeah.
Is only you. There isn't a fix. I wish I had a fix. Allow yourself sometimes, okay, but
Let
the
loose.
majority of the time, give it love. Then that sometimes the body knows how to adjust. For example, is it that we never shout at our children? We only love them and only mwah, mwah, mwah them all the time? No, we give them, we shout, we correct, we get angry. We might even give you one whack when they deserve it. But that doesn't mean I don't love my child, right? Sometimes I can be a strict, nasty, strict mama, which I am.
Most of the time,
but most of the time, I'm loving.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm understanding, I'm giving, I'm caring. So do the same for your body. Love and care for your body majority of the time. Allow yourself that little bit of a leeway sometimes, and then try as much as possible to love it back. See, when we shout at our kids for their good,
then you give extra love.
then once you know that, okay, she's learned her lesson, you give her a kiss, you give her a hug, you say, Mama loves you, Mama is always there for you, remember that. What do? Right? You love her back after the gussa. Same way with your body, love it back. Go give it the water, go give it the hydration, go come, remove the bloody makeup.
Yes. Think of it as some damage happening to someone, your most loved one, rather than doing it on yourself. Maybe we're so tuned to take care of others more than yourself. So that might help. Grocery store switches. I'm going to throw some names at you and products at you. You tell me, do you like them? Or you say, no, switch. Okay? All right. Protein bars.
Be smart about them.
Mm.
I'll teach you a simple hack.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, the bar is giving you 10 grams of protein.
Okay.
Okay. So you add a 0 to the 10.
Mm.
And then if this is higher than or equal to the total number of calories the bar is giving you. Say, for example, the bar is giving you 100 calories. Then this is a good protein bar. Because for the calories, most of it is coming from protein. But say, for example, the bar is at 250 calories. Okay, then it's more a high calorie bar than a high protein bar. Simple math. Okay.
Got it. Maggi 2-minute noodle.
Anything that cooks in 2 minutes is because it is pre-fried. Deep fried, which is why maida can cook in 2 minutes without heat. Open the cup, put the water, cover it. Ta-da!
So goes to all those things where you put hot water and close.
Anything that cooks in 2 minutes is because it is pre-cooked, right? Does Maggi look like it's pre-roasted? Is deep fried stack that you get that you put and you make it in 2 minutes. Now, when it's ready to eat upma and poha, they don't necessarily have to deep fry it, but most food has to be preserved well, so the oil content will definitely be higher than what you're making at home.
Okay, no. Ragi chips, quinoa puffs.
If you're making them at home, please enjoy them. Again, when we are making them commercially, man is making them, it has to be tasty enough for you to buy them. So if you notice when you do puff them masala them at home, all the masala just kind of settles down at the bottom of the barni. But these ones are well stuck on because they put that much oil while puffing them or roasting them or chipsing them. That's why the masala stays to them. So they are healthy, but only because they have a lot of vegetable oil, which is why the masala is sticking to them. So if you want to enjoy them guilt-free, make them at home.
The other day, Uppu and I decided to watch a movie and madam brings this whole dabba and says, Mom, very healthy, jaggery makhana. Jaggery makhana. Pooja Makhija.
So makhana is very, very healthy. But when we want to have that perfect salt and sugar, that was the jaggery. I'm sure it was salted jaggery makhana, giving you that perfect hit of dopamine because it was having sugar and salt. Make it at home. You'll really, if you're going to use very little amount of jaggery and the salt and put the sukha masalas, I'm not saying that sugar is bad, but the amount that they're putting in commercial packets are to please your tongue, not your heart.
Zero sugar ice creams, keto ice creams. What are all this?
Yeah, all higher in fat. See, remember, to please your tongue, it has to have either sugar or fat. So anything that is low sugar will have double the fat. For example, low sugar yogurt or no sugar yogurt. Read the label of a no sugar yogurt versus a regular full fat yogurt. Sorry, yeah. So a no sugar and a regular fruit yogurt. Okay, the fat percentage will be half as that of the no sugar one, because they have to still keep the taste going. Man has to please your tongue. So if they remove the sugar, they'll increase the fat. So all keto ice creams, of course, keto is all pro fat, so they'll say, oh, this is healthy fat. But
Fat
you decide,
nonetheless.
you decide how many calories you want to consume only for the sake of sugar.
Sports drinks, energy drinks.
Ridiculous. Only because it has synthetic caffeine. Okay, I'm not anti-caffeine. I love my coffee. Okay, so I'm not saying don't have caffeine. But what energy drinks have is synthetic caffeine. Synthetic caffeine is not something that has to be broken down in your body to gradually give you the spike as that of coffee caffeine. Synthetic caffeine is atom bomb. Okay, and
It's like
such
that
atom bombs,
tongue.
yeah. Of course, it gives you instant energy, which is why it gives you instant energy, but it can also instantly give you a heart attack if you are overdoing it and you're underhydrated and underslept. So most people are taking it because they don't have energy, right? But you don't have energy because you haven't slept well, you haven't hydrated well. And then you'll take atom bombs of high caffeine and it can be detrimental. And little kids are taking it, which is
Very sad.
dangerous. Yeah.
Now, one spicy part of it, take it or leave it.
Ah.
I have my flashcards.
And so do I.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll go one on one.
Okay, one on one. Chalo.
Sourdough bread.
Oh, I love it. It has a far lesser amount of gluten. Regular bread has about 1,24,000 ppm gluten, versus sourdough has only 200, less than 200. Of course, it's not gluten-free. To be gluten-free, you have to be less than 10 ppm, but a sourdough is 200 ppm versus
near not.
So I definitely do
I like you because I love sourdough and I was just hoping
my
you'd
turn,
pass
my
it.
turn, my turn.
Okay.
Hair oil.
Great for your hair, but as most of us have the habit of oiling your hair when you go for a bath, right? And that's when your scalp is dirty. Then you end up oiling the dirty scalp.
Who's going to freshly wash your hair and put oil?
Unfortunately, that's the best way to oil your scalp is when it is freshly washed and clean. Otherwise, you only apply the oil, apply liberally to your hair because that is what needs the oil, and you don't massage it onto your head.
So you put it on the hair, or you have to only put it on the scalp?
No. Scalp
only
has
scalp
its own
is alive
oil.
and the hair is dead.
But scalp has its own oil. There's enough sebaceous gland on your scalp to get its
damn.
own oil.
Huh.
And that is the oil, when it is excess, in fact, becomes also the food for the dandruff, the yeast to multiply.
Correct.
So you don't want to add more when it is dirty scalp. Instead, hair which is dead, like you rightly said, even if you have an oily scalp, oil may travel only till here. What happens to this? And what is half your hair woes, which is dry, frizzy hair breakage, hair looking dehydrated at the end. All of this is because there's no oil there. So the oil actually is needed for the hair and not for the scalp. What the scalp may need is the massage, but then that has to happen in
fresh hair,
clean scalp.
Right.
Now, this question is protein shakes.
No, we've done it.
We've answered it.
We've done it.
Okay, tell me, what's your favorite? Do you take protein shakes?
No.
You don't?
I eat my protein.
Good girl.
My eggs are my favorite.
I know. You keep saying, everybody says,
I can eat
4 eggs. 1 egg.
I can do multiply that by 2 and 3 in a day. I can eat eggs for breakfast, lunch and dinner and smile.
And it's okay.
If you're doing just the whites, yeah. And if you're not doing any other...
How many yellow do you have in a day?
How many?
Yellows.
Yellow, 1 to 2.
1 to 2?
1 to 2.
Any number of white, as long as your body can.
Not any number. Please don't eat 15, 20 egg whites. You have to see your body type.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 for me, I can very well do it.
So I can do 6?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, great.
But make sure you're drinking enough water, which I know you do.
Your question.
My question. Vaseline on the face.
No.
Yeah, even I know that.
Yeah, exactly. It's petroleum jelly. Why will you just put it on? Vaseline is a brand name, but any petroleum jelly, why would you end up putting it on the face?
Yeah.
It is just like a sheet of plastic on your face.
I heard it's petroleum. It's petrol. You should not put it anywhere near you. Is that true?
No, it's a byproduct.
Oh, okay.
So petroleum jelly is like a jelly. It mostly is like a plastic sheet.
Okay.
So it is a great occlusive, like a plastic sheet would be. So there is a lot of this sandwich technique which is floating the internet, right? That only means that you put your moisturizer and then put Vaseline on top or petroleum jelly on top. So it's when you wrap something with a plastic, what happens? It kind of
Stays.
literally stays inside and brews inside,
But
and since
doesn't
it
it-
can't go out, it should
But
go
it
in.
doesn't it choke me?
It can, yes, it
Hmm.
can choke your skin, it can irritate your skin. If the product is not suiting you, more chances, double the chances of it irritating your skin.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're really dehydrated, you can end up putting a lot of good basic moisturizer and then put a Vaseline if you want to as a barrier so it doesn't escape.
That's if
out.
you stay in the not in the polar regions,
Yeah,
maybe.
and two, maybe, if you have these allergies to jewelry, allergy to your watch strap, as a skin barrier, you can use this
Correct.
petroleum
Makes
jelly
sense.
and then put whatever you have to put. If you have to put it, then that acts as a great barrier. White rice.
Any rice, brown, green, orange, purple. Cook, throw the extra starch out, cool, reheat, enjoy.
Enjoy. Thank you. I'm a South Indian. I love my rice. Okay. You next?
Oh, me next, sorry. Sunscreen in the monsoons.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sunscreen is to protect you from that UV rays, and cloud can't filter your UV rays. So, yes, please apply. Sun is up, sunscreen on the skin. Supplements.
I love them. I told you.
We did it.
Finish.
Okay. You?
Birth control for acne.
No, that's like cross into fever. Yeah. So you need to find out the reason of why the acne is there. Even if it is hormonal, even if the person has a PCOD, PCOS, which is more right now what it is, it may not be a blanket put cross in there. You need to see whether it is hyperandrogenic. Is it the pituitary? Is it your adrenal glands? Is it your ovary? What is it that is not
Causing it.
functioning well? And what is it that's causing the hormone upheaval? Is it simply your metabolic insulin resistance which is triggering all this? You need to see that and then treat them accordingly rather than give a blanket OC. Not happening.
I always say this to them. That you're just
Yeah.
suppressing the acne. You're not curing it. But
Exactly.
sadly, I'm not a doctor. So I'm not allowed to give a prescription drug or take away a prescription drug.
Yeah.
And I don't like to cross boundaries that I'm not
Exactly.
authorized to do.
Yeah.
So I will just tell them that if
Yeah.
I were you, I wouldn't take that for acne.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I love this.
Hmm.
Please don't say no to it.
I'll try.
Ghee.
In moderation.
Ah.
Okay?
And what is moderation?
1 to 2 teaspoons a day. You
That is
can't
if
say
if I don't have other oils, na?
1 to 2 teaspoons from the total oil quota of the day. Okay, which could be 3 to 4 to 5, depending on person to person. You have a fat content of the day,
Yeah.
right? Everyone needs that much amount of fat.
Hmm.
Okay, so from ghee, most people think ghee is very healthy, so remove all oils and cook only in ghee. Now, ghee is good, but it's saturated fat. There is a key moderator that is required when you do ghee. Overdoing anything good is not good for you. It's as simple as that. So please do ghee, 1 to 2 teaspoons, and the rest of the cooking medium does not have to always be only ghee. It has to be a variety of oils. Healthy oils, please, not seed oils.
Got it.
Okay. IV or lasers at salons.
Please. No, none.
Even I know
Both no. Yeah. None, please.
Yeah.
And that's become a fad now.
I know.
Acha, pedicure kara liya, ek IV stick kar do. My God, guys, what is IV? It is intravenous.
Right.
So what does the vein do? Take the blood or whatever you put into that vein straight to your heart.
And as if it's written, the nutritional label is written on that packet. Nobody sees what are you
Color
putting
things
inside.
I've seen people stick there and color things keep going inside.
Hell,
and they
scary.
pay some ridiculous amount of money for that. I'm like, that might
Shortcuts, na,
simply be
baby.
a vitamin C, yellow color fluid.
Shortcuts. People
Just-
like to say, oh, okay, don't go to the gym, don't do exercise, don't eat a good diet, just sit with this IV and you'll wake up glowing
Please,
tomorrow.
I wish. Not at all. No.
Oh, I'm done.
I have one more. And this is also, I'm sure, your and my favorite. Avocados.
Healthy fat, great fat, good fat in moderation. And it doesn't have to be expensive. We have Indian avocados that are available as well. Yeah, we get Indian avocados which are very reasonable. They have a tad bit less of fat content as compared to the Hass avocados, but they're equally good and they don't
How
have
do they
to
look? They look exactly
They
like
look
this?
just like those avocados.
Ah.
Our avocados look like those avocados, and they are far more reasonable, far more reasonable. Most of us can afford it. Access to most are coming in, so let's enjoy it while it's there. But if you can't afford it or you don't have access to it, don't be disheartened. Nuts and seeds can give you the similar good fats without the expense of the avocado.
So, Pooja Makhija, what are your three non-negotiables?
Mm. When it comes to
Nutrition. Three non-negotiables.
mm. Most people don't consider this as a nutrient, but the first one is going to be water. It's colorless, odorless, tasteless, calorie-less. So most people think it's useless.
Yeah.
But water is liquid gold. Okay? Focus on your water intake, anywhere between 2.5 to 3 liters in a day, and literally 90% of your health problems can go away with just water. Adequate water. And not only just plain water, you also need electrolytes in water. So salt is crucial, so don't go low salt. I'd count that as one one essential to my tool of nutrition. The other one's going to be sleep. Again, not a nutrient, and most people don't count it as a crucial. They think, oh, I can cut back on sleep so that I can read a little, party a little, study a little, exercise a little. Okay, but sorry, sleep is very, very crucial. 1 hour of less sleep, the next day your metabolic rate drops.
Wow.
Yeah, your metabolic rate drops. The same food you'll eat, but your body will store more, burn less. Beat that. Just 1 hour less.
Wow.
Your metabolic rate is dropped with just 1 hour or less sleep. You're far more likely to make wrong choices. Your battery is drained. You're more
Yeah.
angry. You're more irritable. You'll make more decisions that you will regret, whether it is professional or nutritional. So,
That's
sleep.
exactly
Yeah.
why, even being an aesthetic dermatologist and a clinical dermatologist, when we did our supplements, we came in with rest well. And people wondered why? Why you bother about sleep? I'm like, that's because that is the most crucial thing for your body. That is where your recovery happens, your circadian rhythm sets in, your hormones release in a particular way, your nutrition assimilates and digests in a particular way. So that is very important for your skin and its beauty and its health. So therefore, yes, sleep. Okay, your third one.
Again, it's not nutrition, but exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a non negotiable hygiene for your body. Don't think you exercise to look good. That's the saddest way to look at exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise is not about looking good. If you think about it as looking good, it's an accessory you can avoid today or for a week or for a month.
Mm.
But when you look at it as hygiene, okay, is brushing your teeth or having a bath a negotiable act of the day? No. If you look at exercise as a way to cleanse, detox, fire up your muscles, get that endorphins, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you can afford in the day and your day's schedule. But exercise is hygiene. Don't give it up.
Super.
Oh, now my turn.
Yeah.
Three
But-
non-negotiables for skin.
Yeah. But you know, the three non negotiables that you said were so smart are equally non negotiable for the skin. The exercise, the sleep, and the water, super important. But my non negotiables, I'm going to do it and say that it is one thing hygiene, but in three different areas. One is obviously hygiene of your skin and your scalp. So, non negotiable would be that you go to bed without washing your face, removing your makeup, or in the afternoon when you kind of feel you came back from somewhere outside the sticky skin, not washing, non negotiable. Keeping the scalp clean, very important for the skin, so non negotiable again. Second non negotiable hygiene is of your products. Like I was telling you that I have a habit of telling my patients to bring the products to me, right? Sometimes I see people store it in so bad ways. You open the thing, it's all flowing outside. The thing is squeezed in all sorts of ways. It's kept in all sorts of ways. The tube has turned into another color. Forget the cream inside. So, very important for you to keep your skin care in a certain way, very clean. Clean the nozzle. If there's a little extra cream that has spurted out, clean it up and put the lid properly. Keep it in a separate tray in your whatever space that you wish to store. There are places in the Western people who are really, really particular, have little fridges.
I see that.
Colorful little mini fridges to keep it in a separate place. So
My
it's
daughter
very-
wanted that.
Yeah, it's very important to have it perfectly controlled, but at least keep the hygiene in mind. The third hygiene is, Pooja Makhija says, food that you put in is a big hygiene for skin. So it's very important not just what you put in, when you put in, how much you put in, with what you put in. all four is very important for skin as well. So 3 hygiene factors that you need to really take care. I'm not going to give you things like sunscreen and moisturizer.
Oh,
and
thank
anti-aging.
you. Okay, I have a question to ask. Since we're talking about teenagers and young adults, okay, they don't like to be called kids. So, young adults, don't you think that they are overdoing their skincare? Like, do kids need to do vitamin C and retinol and exfoliation and AHA, no, sorry, I don't even know what they are, but my girls know everything. Do they need it all?
Now, when you talk about simple thing like an exfoliation, why is exfoliation even needed? Because after a certain age, the skin has a turnover cycle, right?
Huh.
So it has, let's say, a month it takes from its underneath layer to come up to the top layer of your skin. Well, the epidermis of your skin. Now, there's a turnover that keeps happening. As you keep growing older, that turnover
Slower.
slows down the outer cells. It's very difficult for you to get them out. So the outer dead cells also clump and hold your pigment cells. So your skin looks darker, duller, drier as you start growing old. So you assist it by exfoliation. When you're young, in your prime of youth, your skin is nice, rich in collagen, rich in, therefore holds hydration really well. Everything is fabulous. Why are you going and exfoliating? And when you do that, you're causing a disservice because you're then causing micro injury on your barrier. And then you're also disrupting the good bacteria there. You're also ripping away anyway the natural oils that you're blessed with at that age.
I hope my girls are listening.
So now Upasana Shetty has been conceptualizing, and the showrunner for this has told me both of you girls can't get out without building your own glow juice. Now, between us, we're supposed to build a glow juice.
Ooh,
What's your ingredient? First one to go into the juice.
water.
You
I'm
can't
taking
do
the
that.
best one. I'm taking the best one.
Yeah.
Glow juice. You add?
Licorice powder.
Ooh,
Mm.
like that.
Or licorice chai. You get that
Uh-huh.
patta types? Yeah. Licorice.
Curcumin.
Ah.
God knows how this will taste later, but
Okay, since she said curcumin can't get absorbed on its own, so I would say piperine.
yeah, from peppers.
Yeah.
Then vitamin C.
From what?
Acha, from what? Acha.
Haan, you should give
From
ingredient.
acha, you're putting the whole licorice root.
Haan,
I'm putting
pura.
the curcumin.
Haan,
Acha,
ho
like
gaya
that.
na.
Okay, vitamin C. I will put avla.
Avla. Oh, fat.
Easily available.
Easily available.
Cheap, affordable.
Yeah, avla.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to build some fiber into it. So put some greens.
Okay, perfect.
Ho gaya, itna. Now it will become all kachi-pichi otherwise.
And then we'll put a little bit of lemon so it's tasty. Na?
Okay. Haan.
Or avla did the trick actually.
Avla did that lemon trick, no?
Ah.
It also gave you that.
You put greens.
I
And
put
then the
greens.
iron and then the vitamin C absorbed it.
Finished.
And the curcumin enhanced it
Enhanced
and the pepperin
it.
made sure we absorbed,
We absorbed that also.
Bravo.
Oh my god.
We are
They will
glowing.
glow.
it. Just with the talk of
Just,
it.
yeah.
My mouth is actually watering.
Watering, no? Mine
Maybe
also. I
yum.
think that is that avla which is making our mouth water.
No, it's just
And we are
it's just
hungry
the
and we
fact,
talk too much.
it's just the fact that it's healthy that's
Yeah.
making us want it.
Thank you so much for this chat. It was so wonderful. And I love the way you do. You know what's a word which came into my mouth?
The Vatavan!
That's like
The
what
way you said I love, I knew you were going to say something like that.
Vatavaran, it really made it all beautiful. We are all glowing in this Vatavaran. It's beautiful. Thank you for this evening. I know you worked all day and you came in, and it was a beautiful knowledge exchange. Is something that everybody really needs today.
Yes.
So
and thank you for having me. It was a complete pleasure. I know we both are blah blah queens and we love to talk about our fortes. And I
Yeah.
think I've taken back lots from you. And I'm sure
Likewise.
everyone who is listening is also going to learn a lot to get their beautiful cake made inside out. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.